This is Experience Builder. And when I was at the UC last week, this is the one big takeaway that I found that I'm really excited about. So Experience Builder, you can now run your feature reports in Experience Builder, and you can dial in all those attributes that you want. But the great thing is you can share this with clients and other folks in your organization, and they use their own credits. So if somebody comes out and somebody doesn't filter and they use 5,000 credits, it's their credits, not ours. So I'm just going to show you how to do this. So just a little bit of what you're seeing here, and then I'll show you how to build it. Is we're using a widget called Feature Reports. And then we have the table. We have a filter here and here. So anybody who's a guru, anybody who's a youngling or a Padawan, we can filter to those folks. And then we have to select. I built this at work yesterday, and now I wanted to build it here because this is a really cool tool. We have clients that want to do this, and we were going to have to do some scripting and things so that Power Automate, so it would do all of this. And this is so much easier, and it gives them full control on whatever they want to do. So it just makes it really easy. I'm going to save this. And then actually, let me just show you all the pieces, because if I mess up on the other side, you'll have all your information. So let's go to not live view. And if we click on each piece of these, you can see what's going on over here. So it's asking me what data I'm using. So that's going to be in here. It's the survey 1, 2, 3 cohort, but it's a specific layer. And then I added a new template, and I actually added a new template through here, which you can say new template, upload a new template, or you can select an existing template. So I actually have an existing template in there, so that works for us. I'm going to close that. So it's basically, I just went in and I didn't have a template this morning. So what I did is I just created a sample template. So that's what that's looking at. And then down here, you can configure everything. Here's your select image. I'm sorry, select template. And that one, I thought you had to do something here, but you don't. It actually will pull in this template up here for the report template right in there. And then so here is your output settings. And this is what you're looking at over here. Do you want the split? You want, if you have 5 reports, do you want them to split themselves? Do you want to merge to the next page, or just merge continuously? So split works for me. That'll give them, so we have 5 records that are selected. It gives them 5 records, and they will each be named their own name. And we like that, because then if we just want one, we can just pull it right out. And it makes it really easy to do a search inside of like a OneDrive. And then saving to your account, where do you want that? And then so it also gives them the chance here. It's going to go into my root folder, but for me, I may want all of these templates to go into a specific folder inside ArcGIS Online. And so you can tell it exactly where you want it to go. And do you want a Word document or PDF? And so these are all the same things that you're going to see in Survey 1, 2, 3. Let's see here. Oh, I must have closed it. Survey 1, 2, 3 in AGOL actually has all the same information. So here's our cohort. If we go into data, there's 151 people who have taken this survey. And there's reports right here. And so when you do this, that's that sample report that I did. And just in case you haven't seen that yet, you can come up here and say new template. The first time there's nothing in here, and it'll give you pictures. So if I say delete, this is what that looks like: individual records, summaries, and combined. We mostly do individual records. Survey or a summary is taking those 5 records and just piecing information out. So you'd have like, how many of those were high risk, how many of those were low risk out of the 10 that you selected. So that's what that's for. And so I would say, so I hit the wrong button. Create a sample survey. And so that's going to be in here. And then that's what we can grab in Experience Builder. And now close that. And I believe feature reports was that one from last week. So watch that video. And if you have any questions, reach out to me and let me know, and I'll help you out. And then this is that same information that you're getting in Experience Builder. Do you want it to, if you highlight something, it kind of opens up everything. And it's going to give you that same information, the root folder, your Microsoft Word, and then what are you going to call that? And then this is that split. But since there's only one, I don't think it gives you, one doesn't give you any options. If you do more, it'll give you all those options. Okay, going back over here. So that's where we feel comfortable. We feel comfortable with that. It makes a lot of sense to us. And if you want them to be able to see the credits, leave that open. The eyeball's right there. And then there's your generate and then recent reports. So you have little bits of options there. The table is, we just pulled data into the table. These are your filters. I did or, that you can do and, or you can do or. And then I just created 2 different filters. And then up here, that's the select. And I just basically left it pretty much the way that it was given to me. So I'm going to save that, and then we can build one from scratch. Do you have any questions so far before I go forward?
No problem. Totally fine. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Let's see here. I'm going to, sometimes my little Teams banner gets in my way. So I'm coming back over here to, I'm just going to open up a new one. Here we go. So sign into your ArcGIS Online. Sign in. Go to your content. Up here where it says create apps, that's where your Experience Builder is. And then say create new. I'm just going to do a blank one. They do have a lot of different choices. But since I'm new to Experience Builder, I like full control. And once I figure it out, then we can go in. I can go into the templates, and a lot of us are going to be the same place. So here's our map. Select a map, add a new data, and we're going to use this one. That's our cohort with our hotspots. Do something like this. There you go. So that's how you connect everything. And then I also want the table button, table widget. I just like the table because it gives you visual of what you're doing. And we may not want it that big. The first one I did wasn't that big, so we'll figure that out. Same thing, we're using the same data, but we're going deeper. We're going not into the map, we're actually going into the layer. And that's where all of that information comes in. And then you can, we can play with some of the settings. We do need a sort, I think it's called filter. And so we want a new filter. We're going to select our data first, come over here. Then we're going to put in our SQL, and that's going to be add a clause, find your field. So this one is my skill level is, and let's do all the gurus first. So They're great at survey 1, 2, 3, but they're here to get a few nuggets and then say, okay. So that's going to be them. And we're going to say gurus. This is the name of your filter. And I think we're going to be okay. We don't want to filter anything automatically. So we're going to be fine. I'm going to do one more. We're going to select the data again. And this one's going to be everybody else. So we'll say younglings and Padawans. And then another SQL. My skill set level is not. And this will grab everybody else. Bigger. And I'm going to do a save. And then we also want to do the select. Oh, that can be probably much smaller because we don't need everything. And then for this, you can come in here. We're going to, this is fine. That's your map. And let's see here, interactive selections. Select by rectangle or any of those other ones. Rectangle's fine for us. And then we say save. And I also need the feature report. So that is report. And feature report somewhere up here, or we can push it out here. We'll figure that out later. Select data. And I'm going to do that one. Add a new template, existing template, and then that's where you're going to grab whatever you have already built. And we can grab that one and we can say save. And then coming down here to output, you know, we can double check our report names. Right now it's fine. It's just an object ID. And then, you know, figuring out where you want to save it and all that other information. So I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to make this one smaller. Push this one down here. This. Maybe have these guys up here. And I can put him over here. Now we can make our map a little bigger. And still have our table. All right, so save. And now we can make sure that our, oh, and this is to or, because I had it on, otherwise they're both going to click on at the same time. So say save. I'm going to go to live view. And maybe you just want the gurus. I don't know how many that is, but we can find out by coming over here to select. And maybe we only want these guys. So there's 10 of them in there. And if I wanted to use my credits, I could. There's supposed to be a draft in here where it'll let them see what's going on, but it's not here. So, you know, it's something I'll share that with the community. Maybe they can figure that out for us. So now it's showing you all of the pieces that are going to be coming in. And then I believe I already sent it. Yeah, so it's working. And it'll drop it into my ArcGIS Online into that root directory as soon as it's finished. Do you have any questions so far?
Great, great. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to use their own credits. They're in charge of their own bucket. So it's a wonderful thing. And then you have a download button here, so you can download it. There it is. There it is. And it's not going to be pretty because this is just a sample template. So in fact, it's not pretty at all. See here. These must be some that I'm checking because there's the version, but nothing else is populating. So I think I need to go in here and actually make a real one. and find out why those aren't coming along. But for the most part, that's every single one is like that. So I will double check how to get that fixed, but it should work. It worked at my work. So something's going on with my data on this side. And that's what we do here. We figure stuff out. So it downloads, it's doing well. It's just my data's not pushing in. And it might just be that I might have another layer in here. And so this is might be just an older version of what it is. But I'm also looking at, they do have data here. So we'll figure that out. I'll just need to go in and figure out why it's not working. That's what we do. We make sure stuff's working and sometimes it doesn't, but I'm okay with that. I think a lot of it had to do with updates and things just weren't working. And you can see this is a new product and it's not working on my personal account, but it worked on my work account. And so I think we're still having issues with some of the data. So I'll let them know. All right. If you don't have any questions, I can let you go.
All
Give
right,
you 5
thank
more
you.
minutes.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome.